Let's see, start recording. Okay, so before I walk you through the whole process, let me just show you some of the work from students at FIT. I thought that would be a better way to start than just, hey, let's do this and do that and that, blah, blah. But sometimes it's always better to show you the chicken cooked before you see like if it looks good, right? The turkey or whatever. Like in the cooking shows, they show you, hey, this is what we're gonna do, and if you like it, then okay, try it. But if you don't like it, so let me show you. Let me show you some. These are students at FIT who have allowed us or allowed me to showcase their work. So we've already asked permission from students. So let me share my screen, and I will show you some of these excellent, exemplary work from these students. Okay. Where do I have it? Okay, here we go. So this first one is from Professor Eder, Nancy Eder. She teaches art history. And this is a student presenting on bridal mehndi.
Okay.
And as you can see here, and this is me jumping a little bit ahead, but this is a Padlet that I created for the exhibition. Right at the end, we'll exhibit all the students' work. I just wanted to give you some context. So this is a shelf template in Padlet, and then I put the names of the students on the top, so they have their own columns. And so here we have Tom, Mary, Sally. Well, this is my example, and you know, this is optional. You don't really have to, but I know some faculty believe in examples, some don't believe in examples because they don't want to narrow the creativity, right? You don't want to force them into a corner. And sometimes some faculty don't like to put examples, but in this case, I did my own example here. And so I just want you to notice that there's two items that the students have submitted. There is the video, which is almost in the replacement of, let's say this could have been done as a paper-based assignment, but in this case, they have submitted the work as a video, and that's this right here at the top. And then right below is the transcript or the bibliography, whatever you want to call it, right? You could be the bibliography to the research. So it's a two-part assignment, right? There's a video part. They have to create their video, and then they also have to submit the paper.
Can they create their video on anything?
Yes.
Like on their cell phone, on their
that's a
laptop?
Yeah, that's a great question. We what I do is we leave it open to the students, but we offer them a tool that we have under the FIT umbrella, under the Adobe umbrella at FIT. It's Adobe Spark or Adobe Express. And later on, I'm going to show you that I have a video that I created, and it it shows the students how to use the tool in a 10-minute video. It's about 10, 12-minute video. But they can use anything else. If you have, like, you know, at FIT, we have so many creative students. You might have students who know how to use iMovie or may know how to use Adobe Premiere or Final Cut. If they want to use those tools, that's fine. But then for those students who have never done any video editing before or have never produced a video, we have them covered with, you know, we have a video that we give to those students to learn how to use Adobe Express. So I'm going to give you all of that. But let me show you real quick some videos here that, these are 3 little videos I'm going to show you real quick. Actually, 2 of them. I thought there was a third one, but this is mine. So let me show you this one. This is bridal mending. So let me open up this one. Let me make it full screen so you all can see.
The History of Bridal Mending. This short documentary will explore the ancient history of bridal mending in India, a long-standing tradition that is still used today in pre-bridal ceremonies in many countries. Bridal mending is an important artistic tradition in Indian culture and a vital part of the marital preparations for brides-to-be. Mendi, also known as mehandi and henna, is a paste made from the leaves of a henna plant. Mehandi is derived from the Sanskrit word meaning mendika. The henna plant is a perennial shrub that thrives in arid climates with well-drained soil, typically found in Egypt, India, Iran, some tropical parts of America, and along the African coast of the Mediterranean Sea.
Okay, so, again, this is a student at FIT under Professor Eater's course. And you can see how the student is using visual images. We saw a little video in the beginning. This is like a time-lapse video of someone getting Mendi for their bridal shower. So there's a lot of pieces that come together here. We got a lot of visuals, images, text, but then also you have the student's voice, right? The student is actually is speaking. There's a voiceover, and there's a lot of research that goes into this. So the student had to do a lot of research to put together this story or a documentary, and the students are able to tell the story through the different pieces of these different types of modality, right? Images, text, audio, and also video. Let me show you one other one real quick. And this one is Maru Moji and Garu Moji. So I guess it's on Japanese culture. So let me show you this one real quick also.
Hi, this is Samantha Ray, and today we're going to talk about the script forms of Marumoji and Gyarumoji and their use as a form of rebellion against feminine ideals in Japanese society. But before we can really analyze these scripts in context, we need to go into a very brief overview of Japanese calligraphy and the Japanese writing system. The Japanese art of calligraphy, known as shodo, dates back to around the 6th century, when it was introduced from China. However, despite its Chinese origins, Japanese calligraphy began to develop its own tradition as it adapted to use with Japanese script, and the art form became closely linked to Zen Buddhism. The tradition of Zen calligraphy is a way of bearing one's emotions and is seen as providing a path to enlightenment.
So again, we're looking at images, music, text, and some video. But again, there's a lot of research, right? Because the student has to go and look for the material and a lot of research. So similar to a paper, but now it's being done through video. So those are two examples that I wanted to share with you. As I introduced this assignment exercise at FIT, for the past 3 years, we're getting more and more faculty interested in doing it. So I'm seeing a lot. I'm seeing it from art history to modern languages to, from all different topics, right? So it could be applied to, it could be applied to any topic, and it could be called a documentary or whatever you want to call it, short stories or video essays, right? So there's different ways to describe it to your students. One thing I can tell you is the students really enjoy this. So far, the feedback that we receive from students, they really enjoy having this freedom and creativity. Again, our students at FIT, are very visual. A lot of students here are into the graphic design and this and that. And so, so it kind of lends itself to what our students here are doing at FIT. So now that I've shown you a little bit of what students have done, I want to show you how I've broken this assignment down into several steps. And so in one way, you can have your students choose a topic. That could be the part one, right? So you can say to them, here, create a Google document, and then they can fill out the Google document, right? And choose a topic or an artist or whatever, based on a list. And you can provide the list for them, or you can give them that free reign to choose what those topics are. So that will be the first part. And this could be done using a Google document or a Google spreadsheet, and then link the document to your Blackboard course. The student clicks on the link, and then they can type their name and the topic. So that would be part one. And then part two is basically they watch a student video tutorial that I have prepared for them. And to be honest with you, Adobe Spark is not that difficult to learn. It's very template based. And what I mean by that is that they sacrifice feature over simplicity, right? So to learn Adobe Spark or Adobe Express, it's really very simple. There's no steep learning curve, and the students will learn very quickly. A lot of the professors at FIT who have deployed this assignment have themselves done the exercise so that they can learn how to use Adobe Express on their own. So in case students have any questions, they can guide the students and kind of help them. But I always offer my email address to the students in case they have technical difficulties. They can always email me, and so that you don't have to deal with those questions. But that's up to you. If you want to learn how to use it yourself, that's great too. So this video tutorial is right here, and it's basically me walking the students through the whole process. And then I can give you the link to this video so that you can put it into your Blackboard course. And then the students follow along as I show them how to create, where to find the assignment. Let's see.
My name is Jose Diaz.
How to log into Adobe Spark with their FIT account, because remember, students at FIT have free access to Adobe Spark. Anyone at FIT
if we want to learn, if professors want to learn, we have free access as well.
Yes. Anybody at FIT that has an FIT email address has access not only to Adobe Spark, but you also have Photoshop, Premiere Pro. I mean, a lot of the Adobe software. As a professor at FIT with an Adobe account, an FIT account, you have access to a lot of these software for free. So that's step two. The students will watch this short video, and I do include my email address to the students in the video, as well as on Blackboard, that they can always reach me if they have any technical difficulty. So that's really part two. And then part three basically, then they work on the video on Adobe Spark. They do the research, and they can create the video. And part four is the exhibition, right? Part four is where I showed you here. They go into the Padlet. They locate their name. Under their name, there's a plus sign. They click on the plus sign, and they put the link to the Adobe Spark video in the Padlet, and then the video appears under their name, right? So the students will be adding their video, as well as the transcript or whatever you want to, whatever you require of them, whether it's a bibliography that you want them to do. And so that's part four. That would be the last step, right? That's where the students would submit their work here. Now, you can control the exhibition. You can hide everybody's submission by going into the settings. And if you don't want students to see each other's work until the day of the exhibition, you can check this button here, require approval, like this, so that everybody's submission will be hidden until you, the professor, reveal everyone's work. That's up to you. That's optional. You don't have to do that. But if you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. Okay. So those are the four steps. Yes, Andrea?
When they submit something, can they go back in and work on it? Or once it's in the Padlet, it's done?
Oh, no, no. Students with Padlet is very flexible. I can always go back and remove it. And if I notice I
Replaced
made
with a new video I made later, something like that?
exactly, exactly. It's
Okay.
very, very flexible. But obviously you want to always have a deadline too, right? Let's say once the deadline is up, you're going to grade it, and then so that they know that they can't change anymore. But to your end, to your question, yes, you can come in here anytime and make changes to the video.
Jose, would this be in place of like a discussion board, or is this more to pull up in class, everything's in one place, and it's seamless and bringing students up and maybe presenting their work, even though they don't have to talk, I guess you could show them all in class seamlessly, one after the other, right?
Yeah, that's a great point. So what I've seen faculty do, I've seen different ways of this assignment being done. I've seen faculty use this to replace the final, right? So let's say this could be a semester-long project, right? So let's say you're covering, it's art history, and you're covering 10 topics throughout the semester. The final project could be a little bit of every of those chapters into one big project, right? So you can scaffold a semester-long project into this presentation. I've also seen faculty use this to replace essay-based assignments, right? So let's say if you do a lot of essay assignments in your class, let's say you do like 12 and you think that's way too much and you're getting tired of grading all 12 papers times the other 4 classes that you're teaching, it gets overwhelming after a time, right? So this can also be used to replace a paper-based assignment. And then to your point, you can also use this as a way to do homeworks where I don't know if you want to do a little video of your homework, or just not even to do video, but also just to use a shelf template to collect homeworks. And that's correct. Yes, you can do it that way.
Jose, I use Padlet all the time. I've never used video with it. I use images. But I presume it's the same thing. They just hit plus and they can keep adding.
Correct. So let me show you then, Andrea, how the process, how Adobe Spark, how they would build that video. Let me show you real quick a crash course of Adobe Spark.
Yeah, good. I never knew Padlet could sustain video.
Oh, Padlet can do so much, so many things that Padlet can do. A lot of people don't know how flexible Padlet is, because for you in modern languages, you can even use Italian music by going into the 3
I
little
do
dots.
all the time on Padlet, but I make them write in a link to a YouTube. I guess I could have pulled the YouTube up.
Yeah. So look, if you want them to bring in songs through YouTube or through Spotify, you can just go to Spotify. And yeah, it's all right there for them. So, there's a lot under the hood. Once you click on the 3 dots,
it's on me.
I mean, look, there's so many options here. Upload files, take a picture, video record, audio record, screen recording, GPS location. I want to go to Paris. Put a place you want to show them a fancy restaurant in Italy, in Rome, that you want to show them. You can pull it up from Google Maps from right here.
That's amazing.
You know,
I know.
you can have them do drawings if you want them to draw on the whiteboard. Yeah, so there's a lot here under the hood that you can see. Music, video, links, everything.
I have to go into this.
Yeah. So let me show you real quick how the students will build a little presentation on Spark. So remember, we're combining two technologies here. We're using Adobe Spark or Adobe Express to create the video, and then we're using Padlet to host or exhibit, right? The students' work as they populate the board or as they populate the Padlet. Okay, so I'm going to log in using my FIT account. And even this could be a little tricky. I cover this in the video, how to log in, because as you can see, there's a lot of steps because these tools are highly guarded. It's like Fort Knox. This is where all the gold is, right? So we don't want non-FIT users. So there's a couple of steps here. And that's it. We're in now Adobe Spark or Express, whatever you want to call it. You know, they renamed it. They rebranded from Spark to Express. And the landing page could be a little bit overwhelming because there's a lot that you can do with Adobe Spark. There's so much you can do here. But what I do is I go to the big plus over here, the plus sign. I click on the plus sign, and you see how you can do a card, a video, a logo. There's so much you can do here. But I go directly to video at the bottom right here. So I click on video. And this is where the student will create the title for their presentation. So let's say I'm doing a presentation on George Washington. And then I'll put my name in there. And again, you can give them a naming convention. They can follow a naming convention. Now, these are templates that the students can use to create their presentation. This is scaffolded for them. But you can, I like to start from scratch because I want to tell my own story. So I do start from scratch. And it takes a few seconds for it to load. And this is basically a very simple interface. There's nothing overwhelming. It looks very much like PowerPoint. If you ever used PowerPoint before.
Yeah. Or whatever that's called.
Keynote, right? Keynote?
Keynote, a lot like Keynote.
Very, very similar. So this is the stage, right? This is where your stage is. This is where your slides will show. And then from here, you can do video, text, photo, or an icon. And then at the bottom, this is where your slides are, right? Remember, like in PowerPoint, you have slides. And if you want to add a slide, you click on the plus sign. And now you have 4 slides. If you want another one, you want to have 5 slides, you just click on the plus. And now we have 5 slides. Okay, very simple. For my title page, I want to have a picture of George Washington, right? Let's do a picture of George Washington. So I'm going to do photo. And then over here on the right-hand side, you notice I can upload a picture from my computer. I can take a photo from my webcam. Or I can find free photos from Adobe.
Wow.
And then there's other things here. You can connect to your Google Drive or Lightroom or any of these other options. There's a lot of more options to import your photos. But I'm going to choose free photos because obviously I want to you know, I don't want to rely on copyright. So all these images are free to use, and they're from Creative Commons, and they're licensed with Creative Commons license. So you don't have to, the students won't have to worry about copyright issues.
So it's like pre-curated for them.
Right, right. It's pre-curated for them with images that are free to use. We create a common license. Okay, I like this picture of George Washington. Let me use this one. Notice that the picture cropping is pretty big. So I can click on the little pencil on the top right, and I can make it a little smaller by clicking on the minus to zoom out. Maybe I'll make it that big, right? Because I don't want it to crop. That looks pretty good. So that's going to be my picture of George Washington. So that's going to be my second slide. But notice this slide is number 3, but I want to move it to the second place. So what I do is you click on it, left click, and you drag it to reorder the slide. So very simple. You can reorder the slide by dragging it around like this. Okay, so that's very easy to do. Now let me create a title page. I'm going to create a title page. On the right-hand side, I can choose full screen, split screen, caption, or title and text. So for the title page, I'm going to choose title and text. So now I have 2 pluses, a plus sign on the top and a plus sign on the bottom. So I'm going to click on the first plus sign, and I'm going to put here George Washington. And at the bottom, I'm going to put by Jose Diaz. Oh, it tells me you can drag things around if you want to drag the text around. I'm going to put, okay, I got it. So here I'm going to put by Jose Diaz. Okay, that's my first slide. So I have my first slide, then I have my second slide, and then I'm going to do my third slide. For the third slide, I'm going to use the split screen because I want to do a picture with text to the side. So on the left-hand side, I want to put a picture of George Washington. Maybe this one. And on the right-hand side, I'm going to put some text. So here I'll select text. Remember, everything is with a plus sign. Very simple. Anytime you see a plus sign, you click on it, and then it will let you add to the page.
What if you want to have a voiceover?
Oh, we're going to do that next. That's a great question, Andrea. It's a perfect segue. So we're going to do that next. Okay. George Washington. Let's say the first president of the United States. Again, we also got to teach our students to understand that, again, you don't want to be too heavy on text, and don't read off your slide. So again, you know, those are presentation skills that they have to learn. But also, you can also direct those students to go to the speaking and writing studio for those things. Okay, so now we have 3 slides, and Andrea has a great point. Okay, what about my voice? How do I add the voice? So to add the voice, you simply click on the microphone button, and you hold it.
This looks just like VoiceThread, or at least to me, it reminds me of VoiceThread, kind of.
Yes, that's a great
Really point.
Very similar, but again, much easier. There's, you know.
And you get a smoother video at the end than you do with voice.
Right, because VoiceThread, you have to click next, unless you do a full recording, But here you get like Andrea said, it's a smooth recording from beginning to end. Now here's a catch. Here's a catch. With Adobe Spark Video, students can only record 30 seconds per slide.
Okay.
Now, depending on how you feel about that, it could be a strong point because now you're teaching your students to go straight to the point, right? Like deliver your elevator pitch in 30 seconds so that you don't ramble on, right? If you're
Right, that's a good thing.
right, if you love that, if you're pro that, then you don't have any problems with Adobe Spark. But if you feel that you want your students to have more than 30 seconds, then what you can do is there's a workaround, and what you can do is then you can duplicate the slide, and now you have 60 seconds, right? Now you have 60 seconds, right?
Got it.
Because here you do 30 seconds, you'll stop at the 30-second, and then you continue from there on the second, and it'll continue with the same slide. So there's no jump cut. You won't notice that there's 2 slides. It's seamless. But I'm going to remove that. I don't want to do it that way. But I'm a big believer that students, it's a soft skill that I believe students should be learning nowadays, especially in the world we live in now, where everything is, okay, articulate your thoughts in 30 seconds, or tell me what's on your mind. I need to know your idea. So students have to learn that skill. But again, it's up to you to decide if you think that's too tough on your students, having 30 seconds, then you can tell them they can duplicate the slide, and that will give them more time. So that's up to you. Okay, so let's record our first slide. So here's a tip, and I mentioned this in the video in the video tutorial for the student, so that their voice doesn't get clipped. I tell them once they hold and click on the record button, wait about half a second in the beginning and wait a half a second till the end so that the voice doesn't get cut off.
Right.
Right? So here we go. This is going to be my first recording. Oh, and then once you click record, make sure you give permissions to use the microphone on your computer. So you do allow. Okay, I think I'm ready now to record. Hello, everyone. My name is Jose Diaz, and today I will be presenting on George Washington. See, I gave a few seconds at the end so I don't get cut off.
Yeah.
All right, so I did my first recording. So let me move on to slide number 2. What should I say? See, I should have
tell a lie.
Thank you. See, Andrea, I can always rely on you, Andrea. I can always rely on you.
Well, I'm not feeling very good about world leaders today.
I should have chosen a different topic here, right? I like to keep myself. I like to put myself on, on my. I keep myself on my tippy toes. Here I'm challenging myself. All right, here we go. It is said that George Washington never said a lie. Oops, that's supposed to be Abraham Lincoln. Whatever, I'll keep it that way. All right, number 3.
That.
And George Washington was the first president of the United States. All right, so I did my 3 recordings, and I didn't get even close to the 30-second mark. But if I were to get close to the 30-second mark, the timer is here, and Adobe Spark warns you that you're getting very close to the 30-second mark. So it does alert you that you're getting close. So that's nice. Okay, so we have our 3 slides, and we have images, we have text. I didn't add video, but if you do want to add video, you can also do video by clicking on video, but you have to do an MP4 file. That's a big limitation with Adobe Spark, which I've been pushing them. I always write emails to them asking them, can we also include links to videos? But that hasn't been done yet. So that's a letdown for me. But if you have the video file, they can easily upload the video to your presentation. Like that first video I showed you about the bridal mehndi. Okay, so let me preview my presentation. Let me delete this slide.
Jose, how long can these presentations be in Adobe whatever Express? Is there a limit?
That's a great question. There is no limit as to how long the video is, but I'm going to show you in a few minutes. I'm going to show you what other professors. I'm going to show you the way they structure the assignment, so you can copy off of it and use it as your own or make it your own. I'll show you, like, there's one professor that would say, oh, I need you to cover 7 images of Rococo, or cover 7 images from this artist or this architect. And the video has to be between 3 minutes to 5 minutes.
Yeah, because they need some sort of rubric.
Yes, and I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you the rubric. Thank you. You guys are I'm going to share also the rubric that you can use then to grade this assignment.
Excellent.
Okay, so let me move a little quicker. So here's a preview. Let me see how my video came out. Hello, everyone. My name is Jose Diaz, and today I will be presenting on George Washington. It is said that George Washington never said a lie. Oops, that's supposed to be Abraham Lincoln. And George Washington was the first president of the United States. Okay, we noticed that there was music in there. So that's also could be used to your advantage, because let's say if I'm doing my presentation is on the Black Plague. I want to have maybe sad music, depending on what you are. Or maybe I'm doing a presentation in a country, right? Let's say Italy or France or Spain. I can use the music to kind of tell the story, help me tell the story. So music could be very important. So up here in the right-hand corner, I control the music right here. So I noticed that the music was a little bit too loud and it was overshadowing my voice. So the first thing I want to do is I want to lower the volume, maybe there. I can also add my own music, my MP3 music, but Adobe Express also has a large collection of songs or music that you can choose from here.
That are public domain?
Public domain, again, making it easy for the student, is curating all this resources, so the student doesn't have to go into searching for, Creative Commons for music without getting flagged on YouTube, those issues. So let me show you, let's say, for example, this song, Cup of Sugar. A little bit slow pace for me, maybe something else. Maybe that sounds good for my George Washington song, so I'll use that one. All right, let's preview it now. Oops, I forgot one little thing when I add the music. Was it this one? Please come out. I had to put the check mark. See, I forgot to do the check. Okay, now that I have my music selected, you'll notice that there's a check mark there next to the title. So now my song is selected. So if I preview it now, you hear my new song?
Yeah. Very cool.
So very easy and simple, right? So you can change the music that way, and you can also add your own music. So it's up to you to do that. Now, once you're happy with the video and you're ready to post the video in the Padlet, then you click share, and then you do publish. You can also collaborate with other students. If you're doing like a group exercise where there's 3 students in every group and they have to create the video, and let's say each student is responsible for their own slides, You can also do collaborative work as a presentation. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and publish and create link. And this will take a couple of minutes. Again, this depends on how long your video is. It might take longer, but this is basically creating the video for you, right? This is exporting a video. You can also download the video to your computer as an MP4 file. You know, so if you want, you can actually take that video file, upload it to your YouTube channel or Screencast-O-Matic or whatever, and you can host that video on YouTube or some other hosting site, so that you know you can do something else with it. Okay, so our video is almost ready.
Jose, would you recommend using this for putting together online lesson plans in place of VoiceThread?
Sure, that's a common question I get. It is. You can do it. Yes, you can do it. And it's very simple and easy to do. The quick answer is yes.
Drawback?
So there's no
You
drawback.
don't sound convinced.
Well, no. The only drawback that I see to it is that we have other tools in place that can give you a better outcome. Because notice with Adobe Spark, it doesn't let you. A lot of professors, some professors require students to record their face. This is not. You can't do that. You can't do a talking head in Adobe Spark.
Okay.
Right. So there are
can't be
limitations.
cinematic.
Right. With Screencast-O-Matic, you could do a talking head. You could do both, a talking head with a screen capture. With Screencast-O-Matic, you can switch in real time. Yeah, a lot of fancy things. So I see it more of a tool for students because it's so simple to use. But you can use it if you're looking to create slides with voiceovers without your voice, without your talking head. Yeah, fine. You can go ahead and use it. That's not a problem. Okay. So we have our link. I clicked on copy, and then now I'm going to go into the Padlet, right? So the Padlet could live in your Blackboard course. And so now let's pretend I'm in Blackboard, and I click on the Padlet, and then I go to Laura, and then I click on the hyperlink icon, which is this one right here. And then I just paste the link in there. This is the Adobe Express link to my video. And you see how now it's publishing the video. Look, that was very quick. So there's my video. I click publish. And now it's there already in the, and now it could be, now it's available to exhibit amongst the class. And then you can grade the the video. And then to add the paper, you can simply click on the bottom below, the plus sign. And if the paper lives in Google Docs, you can just put the link to the Google Doc. Or if it's a Microsoft Word document, the student can just upload the Microsoft Word document like this. Let's say if I have a let me see if I have a document here. Microsoft Word. I'm going to borrow something from here. Let's say Christmas Carol. Right, so this is now uploading below the video. So this could be the transcript or the bibliography. So I can watch the video and I can also see the document.
Brilliant.
And this is all hosted through Padlet, so you don't have to be, do you have to be signed in to Adobe Express in order to view the video?
No.
Okay.
No, because exactly like you said, Adobe Spark is cloud-based, so the link is just in the Padlet, and then once you click here, it's playing from Adobe Spark.
Hi, this is Samantha.
You don't have to be logged in to Adobe Spark.
Okay.
Okay. Real quick, I want to show you. This is going to save you a lot of time because I've been working with faculty at FIT that are so kind, and it's almost like an OER, and we've been sharing we all share the documents so that we don't have to rebuild this assignment. So let me share. I'm going to show you how you can look at the assignment from right here, and you don't have to. You can choose. You can cherry pick what you like and make it your own. Let me show you. Where is it here? Here's a rubric.
Excellent.
I'm gonna send you all the rubric as well. And with the rubric, you can grade on use of media. How did the student use media? Pictures, audio, video. How was the presentation organized? You know, did it have, you know, did it draw you in, and then did it have a narrative arc, right? You draw them in, and then you have a narrative arc. You hit the peak, and then you come down to the conclusion, right? Like a movie. How's the writing, right? If there's a bibliography, how's the writing? So you also are grading the student for writing, and then the content.
Right.
So you can make this your own, and I have this in Blackboard, so you can easily import this rubric into Blackboard so you can use it to grade the assignment. And now this is also I'm going to share with you all. Again, I give credit to Lorenza Smith, who's also a professor in art history. She designed a lot of this. She's one of the first people I worked with on this project. And so she is sharing here how she designed the instructions to the assignment. So feel free to use this and make it your own. Here she says,
this is wonderful.
Yeah, this is great. Here you can say, well, I want it to be between 4 to 5 minutes. The video has to include 15 images, focus on 3 or 4 words. Very soft musical background is suggested. Pretend you're making a video for YouTube. Speak fluidly and audibly with a lively intonation. So there's a lot of good stuff here. You know, you can take this and make it your own and use it. Here is the organization. Have an introduction, and then go into the core, which is the narrative arc, right? Then it end with a conclusion. Briefly summarize what you demonstrated, answering the questions. Why does this matter? What significance does this have in art history? And then again, this is the bibliography right here. This is, and I also include here Nancy Eder. And I'll end with this. And so Nancy Eder also has, here are, you know, some topics. She teaches Middle Eastern, so it's a little bit different. But again, you can see that she also has similar instructions, right? And here's her rubric. You can also use her rubric if you're interested. And this is how she does a grading rubric. And here are some examples, student examples that I showed you. And that's about it. If you have any questions.
Thank you.
Jose, sure. Thank you.
I'm just going to run because I have to prep for class. But thank you so much. I'll look out for your link. I guess it'll just be a link to the Google Drive, right?
Yes, there's going to be a link with all those resources that I just shared with you, and then feel free to make it your own. This is, again, we're all sharing. This is what I call breaking the silos within an education institution, right? We're breaking the silos.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jose.
Good luck in India.
I'm really excited.
Bye. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Happy safe travels.
Thank you, Jose. That was amazing.